I'd like to share with you today my personal testimony of how the power of Jesus Christ has changed my life and continues to do so today. In 1992, I graduated college and moved to Dallas, Texas. It was there in that city my life had hit rock bottom. My professional career was going nowhere. Relationships all around me were failing, and all the drugs and alcohol were leaving me empty at the end of the day. I was in utter despair, a state of complete hopelessness, so much so that I thought about suicide. I literally had thoughts of walking up to the pawn shop next to my apartment, buying a gun so I could play Russian roulette. And listen, if you're watching this today and you've been thinking about suicide, hanging yourself, overdosing on drugs, drinking enough alcohol to put you to sleep forever, or whatever the case may be, I want to challenge you right now to stop thinking those thoughts. God has a plan for you. Your life has meaning. Father God has a purpose for you that He has intended and designed you to fulfill. On the 12th of December, as I was in this state of hopelessness, I called my father in Chicago to come to Dallas to pick me up, and so he did. But before he arrived, I had received a phone call from a businessman that I had a relationship with. He left a message saying, "Aaron, don't jump off the bridge too soon. It's not too late." Well, little did this guy know that in my thinking, it was too late. I had already jumped. So my dad arrives. He takes me back to Lamont. I walk into the home that I had grown up in for about 18 years, and it was there I found the miraculous power of Jesus Christ and His spoken word. I laid on the side of my bed in a fetal position, weeping from my gut like I had never wept before in my life, when all of a sudden I went to my knees and my hands with a supernatural power were lifted into the air. Now listen, I grew up as a Roman Catholic, and I never felt in my heart genuinely like I should go to my knees and raise my hands in worship to God like I did on that afternoon. As my hands were raised in the sky with tears streaming down my face, I have thoughts going through my mind such as, "Aaron, you've been a good Catholic boy most of your life. You were an altar boy. You've said all of the Our Fathers and all of the Hail Marys in prayer that a good individual could pray, but it appears like they've never worked for you. So why don't you try talking to God like He's your friend?" These were the thoughts that were going through my mind. And that last thought made sense. I said to myself, I'm going to talk to God like He's my buddy. So I simply said, "God, what in the hell do you want me to do, man? I feel lost." It was at that moment in time when I got real and genuine with the Creator. He spoke to me. He said, "Aaron, I have a plan and a purpose for you. I need you to go back to Texas, for it will be there I will reveal it to you." So the next day I called my friend to pick me up and take me to the airport. He did. I had $150, 5 bags of clothes, and no idea where I was going to go when I arrived in Dallas. But nevertheless, I left. And as soon as my feet hit the ground in Dallas, Texas, guess who I called? I called that guy who left that message on my recorder saying, "Don't jump off the bridge too soon. It's not too late." He picked me up at the airport and offered me to stay with him. So I did. 4 days later, I walked into his living room. He was sitting in a chair with his feet kicked up on the ottoman, and he was reading the Holy Bible. There was so much peace in his home that I questioned him. I said, "Mike, where is this peace coming from in your home? It's different than the house I grew up in." And he said to me, "Aaron, I need to tell you something today. The peace that I'm experiencing is coming because I have a connection with Jesus Christ." And then he says, "You'll never make it in your life if you don't surrender it to the power of Jesus Christ." On that day, the 17th of December, 1992, I surrendered my life to Jesus Christ, and I have never been the same since. If you're listening to this video and you have been in a state of hopelessness, you've been faced with utter despair, I want to encourage you to call upon the name of the Lord, and He will save you. You be blessed and know that God is watching over you, and His salvation is perfect for you.